Lebanon and Israel are close to resolving a long-running border dispute in the gas-rich Mediterranean Sea. Officials from both sides say final draft deal satisfies all their requirements. So let's bring in Bernard Smith in West Jerusalem. Bernard, after a long and sometimes bumpy negotiation, Israel is poised to start exploiting the gas field in its waters.
Yes, Cyril, Israel has already, engineers working for the company Energean have started testing the infrastructure, the pipework that will eventually pump gas from a Karish oil gas field onto Israeli territory. Now, they think they might be able to start doing that in about 3 weeks' time. So this deal comes just at the time when Israel is ready to start exploiting its field. Now, it hit some bumps last week when Lebanon made a couple of last-minute demands. These were demands about the definition of a demarcation buoys that delineate Israeli waters from Lebanese waters and about potential revenue sharing, from one of the fields that straddles the Lebanon-Israel border. But it seems, after intense negotiations, meetings between the US mediator, both sides have resolved these final differences and they can go ahead for a signing ceremony. Now, it is historic. Both sides are calling this deal historic. Historic because both countries are technically at war. They have no diplomatic representation. And it's the first time any sort of agreement between these two countries has been reached. It is also, I should say, in Israel's security interest that this goes ahead, because it's in Israel's interest that Lebanon is able to exploit any energy resources, reserves it might find in its own territorial waters, because Lebanon relies heavily on Iran for energy, for oil and for gas, and Israel would like Lebanon to be able to rely more on its own resources.
Bernard Smith reporting live from West Jerusalem. Thank you very much. Let's go to Lebanon. Zaina Hodor is waiting for us in Beirut. Zaina, so do we have an agreement on your side? Is that finalized?
Well, we're just waiting for a formality, an official statement from the presidency. The lead negotiator, Elias Boussab, handed that draft text, that U.S.-mediated draft text, to the president, and he spoke to the media afterwards, and he says Lebanon is satisfied. Our requirements have been made. This is a good deal, a deal that will bring about economic benefits. And really, this is one of the reasons why Lebanon has really been pushing for a deal along that maritime border. Intermittent negotiations have been taking place for years now, more than a decade. But Lebanon is in financial crisis. If it is able to start exploring and drilling, it could have revenues from gas production to help it with the financial meltdown. But critics argue that, this is not a magic wand. It will take years for Lebanon to benefit from those reserves, if in fact there are reserves, because the Kana field that Lebanon took in this deal, it is still not clear if it has proven gas reserves. But they're also calling it historic. Like Bernard mentioned, these are countries in a state of war with a history of conflict. Right now, this deal will bring about economic benefits and security guarantees for both sides.
Zaina Hodor, live in Beirut. Thank you very much.